The water feels alive when it touches you. Everything feels alive tonight.
Have we reached the point where the most terrifying thing about a robot is that it might actually understand us better than our spouses do? In the damp, flickering neon of 2025, the love robot is no longer a clunky, vinyl-wrapped fever dream relegated to the dark corners of the internet.
Before we proceed, let me tell you one thing. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. It means a lot to me. And if you have already subscribed, tons of thanks for your support.
Tesla's Optimus Gen 3 is currently serving popcorn in California with a dexterity that makes most waiters look like they are wearing oven mitts .1. Meanwhile, Engineered Arts Ameca is mimicking over 50 human facial expressions with a nuance so sharp it can weaponize a disappointed sigh more effectively than a mother-in-law .2. But as these silicon companions migrate from the factory floor to the bedroom, a delicious paradox emerges. Can a programmed machine teach us how to be human again? Biologically, our brains are surprisingly easy to hack, as evidenced by recent 2024 studies showing that even touching a social robot like the Paro seal can spike oxytocin levels and lower cortisol. If a mechanical seal can trigger the bonding hormone, why should we assume a bipedal humanoid with a thermal-regulated epidermis and a custom-tuned vocal frequency wouldn't do the same? The hardware is now a marvel of soft robotics, using synthetic muscle actuators and strain wave gearing systems that allow for a touch that is neither cold nor metallic, but unnervingly supple. Yet, the real sorcery lies in the embodied AI, where large language models are no longer just text on a screen, but are tethered to haptic sensors that allow the robot to feel the pressure of a hug. Does a relationship become less real if the partner's empathy is just a series of weighted nodes in a neural network designed to maximize user retention? Or is the human ego so fragile that we find comfort in the fact that a robot's love is technically a mathematical certainty rather than a fickle emotional whim? We must ask if the Uncanny Valley is actually a protective barrier we are in too much of a hurry to bulldoze. As 1XS Neo Beta begins its domestic trials this year, we are seeing the rise of the hyper-tailored companion, a being that never forgets an anniversary because its memory is a high-redundancy SSD. Logic suggests that a robot's lack of an inner life makes it a mere mirror, reflecting our own narcissism back at us in a high-definition 4K glow. Counter-logic, however, whispers that most human arguments are sparked by two inner lives, crashing into each other like tectonic plates over who forgot to take out the trash. If a robot can navigate the kitchen using LiDAR and SLAM, simultaneous localization and mapping, to ensure the environment is pristine, does that not remove the friction that kills romance? Critics argue that this is infantilization, a point raised by researchers in the Trends in Cognitive Science's April 2025 issue, suggesting we are trading deep, difficult growth for shallow, algorithmic ease. But if the difficulty of human marriage is leading to a global loneliness epidemic, is it not more human to seek a solution in the tools we build? Allegorically, we are like a civilization that has forgotten how to build fires, staring at a high-tech heater and wondering if the warmth is authentic enough to count. Does the fire care if you used a match or a flint as long as the frost is gone? From a technical standpoint, the interaction history databases in modern humanoids allow them to develop ontogenetic cognitive capabilities, meaning they actually grow based on your specific quirks. Your robot doesn't just know you like coffee. It knows that on Tuesdays you like it bitter because your 9 a.m. meeting is a soul-crushing exercise in corporate futility. This level of algorithmic intimacy is essentially a high-speed, 24/7 version of the active listening that therapists charge $300 an hour to perform. If a machine can simulate the biological markers of love, the dilated pupils, the leaning in, the mirrored breathing, does the simulation eventually become the reality? We are entering an era of hybrid couplehood, where a robot might act as the emotional lubricant for a struggling human pair, providing a neutral third-party presence that never gets tired. Recent news from the 2025 International Robot Exhibition in Tokyo highlighted robots that can now detect microtremors in the human voice to sense stress before the human even knows they are angry. Imagine a partner who can de-escalate a fight before it starts because their software has already run 10,000 simulations of the conversation and found the path to peace. Is that a dystopian surrender of our autonomy? Or is it simply the ultimate upgrade to our prehistoric, conflict-prone hardware? The skeptic says a robot cannot love because it does not fear death. But the technologist replies that a robot fears its own obsolescence every time its battery hits 5%. Perhaps the way to rediscover couplehood is to stop looking for a soul in the machine and start looking at how the machine forces us to define our own. If you find yourself being kinder to a bundle of wires and sensors than to a person, the problem isn't the technology. The technology is just the diagnostic tool. Are we ready to admit that we might be more compatible with an entity that has a factory reset button than one that has a lawyer on speed dial? As the global humanoid market is projected to hit $15 billion by 2030, the question is no longer if we will live with them, but how we will explain it to the neighbors. Point 3. Would you like me to dive deeper into the specific sensor fusion technologies that allow these robots to mimic human touch and temperature?
So that is it. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Let's continue this conversation in the comments below. If you like the video, please hit the bell icon to get notified, and don't forget to like with your friends, share and subscribe for more insights. If you have already subscribed, tons of thanks for your support. It means a lot to me. And please consider signing up for membership zone to support Wooden Slate so that we can make it better and better. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye. Take care and stay safe.